I'm gonna check for the group. This is all. Yeah, I'd check. Oh yeah.
No.
Shame. What do you call it? That's just
Oh, all right. There. Well, I'm doing my voice out of the microphone now. Thank you, everybody, for coming up to the Battle of the Briar, the third annual Battle of the Briar. It's going to be a couple more minutes as we're waiting from confirmation from the tent to make sure all the live stream and everything is going, and then we'll let you guys know. Okay? Thank you for your patience.
yeah. Oh. Here. With the sound here. That's all over. Oh yeah. Get the stuff to screen. Yeah. here, James.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's on. You saw.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, keep talking, Jamie. Keep telling me stories.
Really. For the love of God, I hope you use it. Here I
It does, but see, there's two view meters. So you're going. Don't sound at the moment, apparently. There's no sound in the tent.
Okay.
So, it's, sounds calm back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's all.
Like the jack drop. It's weird.
Please rise playing of the national anthem. Oh, yes, of course. I can't sing. Honestly, this is a great event. If you've never been in here to see it, also say this is the best looking crowd I've seen the 3 years that we've done it too. So thank you all you hands, men and women up. I'm not quite sure about the judges. However, we have 3 gentlemen who have said that they will participate in this event. We're real, because this is a tough job. And, Jared Cole, of course, he was in our first one. Can I go ahead and tell everybody the story about the? Yeah, it was a great story. Anyway, that Dumaflachi thing that blows out all the bad dust. We participating because something wrong with it. And so makes it
His son. Is this okay?
But we still call him Jerry.
You got anything?
But that's
Okay, we need to switch to the. It gave me a warning because I had to switch to that in-room. I think because that's 5 gigahertz. Okay.
And so I think a lot of you are going to enjoy that. I always enjoy when we have is I'll go along with the track. As you see going on, if you're shy and don't want to talk, just kind of receive and just do that. And I'll follow you. But the great thing about the competition too is the fact that when this thing started 3 years ago, the idea was given to me by the stupidest, dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. Sure enough, it's turned around one of the gifts of the Chicago. And I was here to say, let's give this guy a hand.
To the door. Yeah, I need it back.
And the fact
I
that
need it.
Chicago Pipe Club people bid into this thing and went along with it was also shocking. Just give him a hand. What it is, gets the microphone fixed and the smoking tint, I'm going to give my comment about stuff.
Well, I want to point out one thing here, that this would not be happening at all if it weren't for Jay here. I proposed this idea to him at the end of it's a 2021 Chicago show. Walking through, yeah, no, I think that could work. And hey, and then try to go, oh, and I actually work. And I'm like, that'll happen. And he tells me, like, all right, what's your plan? Oh, well, you guys are going to do that. And it happened for him following us and just making sure that we're hitting all the beats. This would not be here. So, Tim, thank you for being behind this the whole time. The Chicago Club has supported not only the show but the pipe making seminar, which took place over the last 2 days. And this year, I'm so grateful that they put forward enough money for us to update a lot of the equipment. The equipment here isn't a whole lot to many of you out there, but one of the pipe makers who are participating this year, everyone there, you can see by nodding that they're very happy that they have this and not what they had last year. And every competitor who's in the previous two does not have. So I think we're going to see some really just a different kind of competition we've seen in a couple of years. Excited,
Jamie, this is kind of man. Can you move it out of the way for a second so we can get it going?
See one of these pipe shine. I'm really excited to see it. Thank you for being there. Thank you, Chicago Club.
Okay. Put it back. Throw your shit out.
Thank you for coming out. This is Steve's idea. Glad to get behind it. That's what our community is, grow our culture. There's a culture behind what we're doing here. If it wasn't for the growers,
Maybe the problem
farmers,
is-
the shops, we wouldn't have a culture. And we wouldn't have this event without our sponsors. So I wanted to say thank you to Shannon and Brett. Thank you very much for your generous donation. It's really humbling to have so much people.
I think maybe that was
helping
it.
us out.
Maybe that audio transmitter.
I'm glad we can make Jeff's vision come to life, and we're always interested in coming up with new and greater ideas to grow this. So, Jeff, are our contestants ready? You're on.
Steve, can you join, please?
DGI connected.
All right. Thank you, first of all, again, thank you all back to the third annual.
If there's somebody,
This is
Osmo
like I said,
Action.
it's better than you had. We wanted to thank again formally, especially for live casting. We want to thank Ms. Gershon for their generous donation for the sponsorship. But
We're not live yet.
we're not live yet.
We're
We're going to hear this.
We're working on it, yeah.
Because that's how thankful we are.
From the top.
transmitter disconnected. It's
How many
still-
people are in the Chicago
Let's
Pipe
just
Club?
turn
Does
this
anybody know?
off.
3, 4 people? How many people know? Ted, how many do you think? Yeah, Tim, how many people are members of the Chicago Pipe Club?
On any given weekend, we would have 40 members showing up for our usual meetings.
Okay.
But when you consider the rotating membership,
anything
push
off.
up to 150 to 200 members, and then international, around 400 to 500 members. So,
Mic radio's off.
yeah, and just, they're the people who kind of keep the energy for this going. So, yeah. And
Device connected.
credit, all of
Try.
our really
I don't know how to connect this.
So, where's Gary? Jamie, son.
But
There are people putting this together. I'm not allowed to touch it. So, yeah, here from 150 members, much as 400 other clubs around the world.
we're just gonna have to do it without the remotes. Okay. So we're gonna.
in the club has been for 24 years. This is the 20.
Turn off the
I wonder if there's another DJI device in this.
30 years of the show. So next year is our 30th anniversary for the whole. We're going to try to take
Okay.
it
If it's
to 11. Anybody who knows that wrestling?
okay, we're live again. Okay, let's see if this was working. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. We're ditching the fancy mics and we're going to go with just what's built
I
in.
normally wear my hat,
Yeah.
Alex. You did ask that question.
Sorry, folks.
That's all. Well, I don't have to answer that question, do I?
Because we're live.
Yeah. Well, actually, the truth is, I wanted people to see, I've got beautiful hair too.
Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead. Start us off. Let's go.
All right. Well, we wanted to thank you all back here again for the 3rd annual Battle of the Briar. This year, we are so excited to have 3 new contestants, to have 3 new judges, and 3 new workstations for our pipe makers to work on. We wanted to thank our sponsor for this year, Missouri Meerschaum, who makes this possible. Thank you so much for all that you contributed to this. We wanted to thank all of you for coming to observe this, and everybody out there watching it in the tent and online. We are excited to show you what this year is all about. So, Steve?
Well, thank you very much. It's about making a pipe in 1 hour, and I don't know how they're going to do it, but I've got 3 people that I'm going to talk to just for a moment to see what their thoughts are as we get ready to get this show on the road. And this young lady, I think, is probably the only pipe maker in this group of 3 that is beautiful. Silver Gray, tell us what you're thinking.
Oh, I'm just so honored to be here, and frankly, I did practice because I didn't know if I could do it. I knew I was fast at shaping, but to have a finished pipe in an hour, I had to practice. I had to make sure I could do it before I showed up here.
Practice makes perfect,
That's
so we'll
right.
see.
We'll see.
All right, we've got 2 more first-timers here. Nate, tell us about yourself first.
My name is Nathan Davis. I've run Gray Woody, a retail pipe shop for 6 years, and I took over K Woody this time last year. So I make the 174-year-old K Woody pipes. And I was a handmade pipe maker before that. I've been making pipes about a decade.
All right, well, you're gonna get after it this time, and I know you've made a lot of pipes, so Ping, you came from the farthest to come see us, and we appreciate that very much. Ping, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
My name is Ping, and I come from China, the other side of the world, and I'm very happy to be here and very excited to be in the contest. Thank you guys for having me.
Well, thank you. All the way from China. That's awesome. And then we have, step over this carefully, then we have the 3 judges that we're going to talk to for just a minute. Trent Smith, your first time to judge. What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? I'm thinking I'm here to judge some pipes, and I'm excited to see what these 3 contestants have for us.
Oh boy, we got a good one here. How about you, Pigpen?
You know what? I'm just so honored to be here, to be participating again. I got to participate in the making of a pipe the first time, and then last year as a gopher. And this year as a judge, it's very exciting to be back. I am very interested to see what happens on these new workstations.
Okay, well, we appreciate you being here as a judge now. And Neil Osborne, Doctor of Pipes.
Master.
Are you Master of Pipes?
Yeah, doctor, but master of pipes.
Okay, that's why I got confused. I'm sorry, he's a doctor. In fact, if you have any issues, come see him.
Well, you should tell.
And I'm talking about issues below the Mason-Dixon line. Anyway, Neil, go ahead and tell us a little bit about you.
well, you don't need to know too much about me other than I'm a judge, but I'm excited to see this. This is the third year in a row. This is the first year I don't have a camera photographing it. I'm going to be judging it. And if you want to know what I'm thinking, as somebody who's been on the show at Pheasant Run, and then a brief pause during COVID, and then now the resurgence through 2 different venues and hotels, I'm just thinking how proud I am of this community and the Chicago Pipe Show and how far this thing has come. This is a whole new energy and things have changed for the better, and I am excited.
Amen, brother. Yeah. Amen, brother. Thank you. Okay, Jeff, for those who may not know, and that's most all of us, what's going to go on over here?
All right, well, our contestants, when we are ready to roll here, are going to come up to this table. They're going to choose a number out of this hat. That number will determine their order of choosing their blocks. We have 7 different pipe kits here. They're all made with premium Briar, and they have mouthpieces that were made by Jared Coles. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And for those of you who watched last year, we had a bit of a mishap, a very exciting ending to the event with a mouthpiece that was broken, so we also have extra mouthpieces, just in case. Please don't need them. They will then choose their workstations in reverse order of their numbers. We'll then give each of the pipe makers an opportunity. This is an untimed portion to go set up their workstations so that they can work efficiently for the next hour. They will be able to sketch out their block and use the bandsaw. As soon as they're done, they're asked to put their pipe down on their cut-out pipe on the workbench to let us know that they're ready. When all 3 pipe makers are ready, we will have a countdown to start. The 1 hour will start, and the competition begins. So that is how it goes. After the 1 hour is up, all the pipe makers are to deliver their pipes to the judges' table. Needs to be there by 60 minutes. And then the judges will begin observing and judging the pipes. So we will have to wait patiently for the result, and the pipe makers will have an opportunity to take a breath. So, are we ready to do this?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Steve.
Let's get it started, huh?
Let us do it.
This is my favorite part. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Chicago, Illinois, let's get ready to rumble!
All right, pipe makers, please come up and choose your number. What did we get here? Uh-oh. King John has chosen the lucky number 1.
Yep.
All right. Are you guys ready to see the Briar?
Yeah.
Do you not want to see it? Okay. All right. This year's Briar.
No brainer.
No brainer. No brainer, he says. He has a plan.
I thought so.
Let's see what she chooses. For those who are wondering why he said no brainer, he chose one with an orientation where the bird's eye will be on the sides of the block. For those of you who are not familiar with Ping's wonderful work, he is a specialist in the Fugu style blowfish, which is a cross-cut.
Hey, you just
pipe.
blew the surprise.
I'm not saying that's what he's going to make. I'm telling you, that's what he's good at making. Among other things. All right, what is Silver chosen? All right.
Let's see that silver.
Beautiful straight grain.
Yeah.
Standard orientation. What's she going to do with that?
Okay, let's see yours, Ping.
Nathan's thinking.
See the grain there. Okay. Very good. Thank you.
And just so the audience knows, the judges will not be judging these pipes based on imperfections that are in the Briar. As we all know, that Briar naturally has imperfections in it, and in a pipe maker's, full-time pipe maker's workshop, you're working around those. If you have a flaw, you might throw the block away or wait for another time, or have another way to handle the problem. These pipe makers know that that's not going to be judged, and so they're not to take that into account. They also, unlike last year, the last several years, they will not be staining the pipe. So all of the pipes will be in a natural finish. They can texture them however they like, or they can finish them smooth, but there's no staining going to be allowed. All right, we have all 3 blocks chosen. Okay,
Let's see
all
yours,
right,
Nathan.
and in what order, Nathan, you
Let's try
get,
this side, yeah. There we go.
you get to choose your workstation first. They are all the same.
Yep.
Okay. All right, number 2. Silver is going over by her husband, Brad. Maybe we're gonna have a sideline coach over here. Yeah. Yeah. Brad, one of the best pipe makers in America. Brad and I made, we met the year after I started making pipes. And we have been making pipes together on and off for 20 years now. A long, long time. All right. So pipe maker's gonna set up their workstations and start working on the Briar. The bandsaw. Pencils. Get yourself these areas.
As Jeff told you a moment ago, the hour time limit hadn't started yet, but it will as soon as they get the start to get the holes done and all set to go. And then once we get going, and they have 1 hour to get their pipes completely made. Jeff doesn't have his mic with him, does he? You were talking about texture. What's the difference between, you said a texture or a smooth finish? What's that mean?
So, if you think about like a rusticated pipe or a sandblasted pipe, they have an option to do that. However, their tooling is limited. And so, if they, oftentimes a pipe maker will texture a pipe if the grain isn't nice enough to be a smooth, or if it has some imperfections that they want to try to get rid of.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Jeff, can I use the pencil now?
Yes.
Hey Jeff, what are they doing?
No, with that?
All right.
Yeah,
So
the
our
hour
first-
time limit has started.
Our first pipe maker, Ping, has stepped over to the bandsaw and he's cutting out his shape idea. He sketched it onto the block, and this gives the pipe maker an opportunity. It saves, but first of all, they can basically they cut out portions of the shape that helps them to save time on the wheel, and it also when they're shaping on the shaping wheel, and it also helps them to understand if there's anything that's going to be a serious problem while they are working. If they discover a problem at this point, they can come to me and choose a second block. So right now, it looks like Ping has finished up cutting out, oh, all right. All right, he hasn't cut out a profile, he's just narrowed his block. That means that he's gonna be shaping completely freehand. Yeah, so it's gonna be exciting to see what Ping is making here.
Who's next?
I think, okay. Oh, look at that. All right, Silver is next to go to the bandsaw. Let's see. And when they're all done, they're gonna set up their workstation. They've got some options how they can set up their shaping motors. Do you need a hand?
I got it finally.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pipe makers have extraordinarily strong hands. And so they will have an opportunity to come set up a workstation with both shaping and polishing. And then also there's some handwork that will need to be done. So it's somewhat limited because of time restrictions, which is part of what makes this exciting. Let's see what silver is coming out here. All right. So it looks like silver. Going to be working on a variation of application. Now, because we are in the Hyatt Regency and not these pipe makers' workshops, there are, of course, and one of the things that makes this event exciting is that these are not their workstations. It's a very different setup. It's kind of a level of excitement to it. So they all have the same disadvantage. And let me tell you, this bandsaw is one of the various disadvantages that we have, because this is as close to a children's bandsaw that they make.
So that's an antiquated bandsaw.
It's not antiquated, it's just miniaturized.
Oh, I got you, okay.
It's better than last year. And we have Dirk Heinemann here who got to experience just how wonderful this bandsaw was last year. And he bears the scar from this bandsaw. We thank you for your service. It's been tuned. We have a new, brand new saw blade, and it's not used to cut the wrong things on this year.
And with only one available, that's why it's not part of the time.
Exactly,
Gotcha.
yes. Let's come over here and see what Nathan is working on. All right. It looks like we've got a big, like, classic 70s era. This looks like almost like a Bill Feuerbach.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Bill Feuerbach was the previous owner of K. Woody Pipes. Nathan now makes K. Woody Pipes, so that is a pretty appropriate shape.
This is his jacket from the shop.
And that's Bill. So you've got good luck. Good luck on your chair. This is Bill's shop jacket. So he's here in clothing. And Ping is over here sketching. Working on his idea.
Hey, Jeff, do all pipe makers do their sketching first? Is that the first thing they do once they've cut the briar?
I would say most of them. Most pipe makers will plan out the pipe before they take cuts. Now, not every pipe maker uses a bandsaw. Some of them use the bandsaw more than others. They'll cut out more of the shape, and it helps save time. If they're working from, let's say, they have a catalog of shapes that they're accustomed to working with, they'll draw from that catalog and find a piece of briar that works for the shape they have in mind. Other pipe makers work in a different way, where they will see the block of briar and just let it more or less speak to them and work to reveal a shape that the pipe wants, or that the briar wants to be.
Well, do you do it just one way, or do you vary it sometimes?
I vary it, yes.
You vary it?
It depends on what I'm. For instance, if someone might order a love it from me, I would plan that out. But if it's sometimes I'll see a block of briar, and I'll see the one, I don't know what this wants to be, but it wants to be something.
So what do you do after that point?
Sometimes you take the block of briar, with no holes in it, directly to the shaping wheel, and just kind of see what happens. Yeah, see what happens. You got a bucket of failures and hopefully a table full of success.
There we go. Okay. Just curious. So if y'all heard that one of our judges said it sounds like Match.com, whatever that is. while they're finishing up here, you know, we did talk about how important the judge's job is. It really is. And that's why we doubly appreciate y'all being here. Last year we had another set of judges here that did a fantastic job. And I think 2 of them are here. Got Ted, stand up, guys. I want to ask him if it feels more fun sitting out here with the pressure off.
Absolutely. It's nice having a year off. Let these guys deal with the stress.
How about you? This is Dr. Fred. He came all the way from California. He's only been to about 30 of these pipe shows. So, Doc, what do you think?
Well, I'm seeing a different angle, not being there. No, and I look forward to just relaxing and seeing how it goes.
Thank you for your previous support, and we think Jeff put it best. Thank you for your support.
And now they can judge the judges.
Very strict. Yes, obviously so. We're getting close, I guess.
Yes, I think we're getting closer here. So this is something that happens a lot in a pipe maker's workshop. They will cut out a basic shape for an idea and then have a moment to sit down and look at it and decide where they want to take it from there. Sometimes you want to go straight to your shaping wheel. Other times you will just needed a moment to plan so you can go back to the bandsaw and cut some more out. And so it looks like Nathan's done that, and Ping has a shape sketched out now where he's going to come back over here and cut it out. So that will help. It helps these pipe makers greatly as they go to the shaping wheel and the contest officially begins. Silver, you ready? You all set?
I'm ready. Got all lined up.
You need your vise?
No, I don't use those.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Silver, if you need anything or have any questions about it, just ask.
Okay, thank you, John.
Ping said if you need anything or have any questions, just ask. Okay. So this year, we set up all of these workstations with the same tools for all of the pipe makers. We also invite them to bring their own files from home, because pipe makers' files are kind of like a chef's knives. And so each of these pipe makers has brought files from their own home workshop. And also, Ping has brought some his favorite sandpaper, because pipe makers kind of nerd out on sandpaper, and he brought, because he's just that good of a guy, he brought enough to share with his 2 friends here. So we have some new and different sandpaper. We might see a level up in finishes, because Ping has sandpaper up to 1,200 grit, which we've never seen it this kind of before.
Only Ping knows for sure?
Only Ping knows.
Only Ping knows for sure.
He said he didn't have any. Is 400 enough for you?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Here's it. 400. Silver has some sandpaper.
Sure. Actually, I only have 4.
Thank you.
Oh, perfect, thank you, I love Swiss.
Just in case.
400.
All right, it looks like our pipe makers are
Yeah, I've never
approaching
seen
the
that.
point
Thank you.
where they're ready to begin.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
Or Amazon.
Fantastic.
We're sharing shopping details for where to pick up the sandpaper. We need a sandpaper sponsor for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think 3M? Okay.
You already got the guys.
Yeah. Or Pink could sponsor. Are you all ready?
On the expensive side.
You set? Okay.
I use it
Okay.
regular one.
All right. Our contestants are ready to go. Your pipes down. And Hassan, is Hassan here? Hassan, we are ready to begin the countdown. All right. Steve, can you count us off?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make a pipe!
All right, let's go. In case you're wondering, this is what a pipe maker's workshop sounds like. It's mostly just a vacuum cleaner. A vacuum cleaner and a grinding wheel. This is what we hear all day long. We wear headphones, ear protection, anything we can, but we didn't offer them to you. You're sorry. Are we all doing the 10 friends yet? Yeah, so all of these pipe makers are beginning to grind away the excess and put the nose on the bandsaw. And you can see the video here, just how aggressively Silver is attacking this block of wire. These grinding wheels are extremely aggressive. They can make literally nothing pretty quickly. And so she can sand through that block of wire in 15 seconds from one side to the other. She's working very quickly. She's already profile shaping the bowl and moving on the chest. This is just a fast, accurate work. Let's step over to Nathan's up to. Now, Nathan started with a very low squat size. He is attacking the shoulders of the block first, working on the tank. Now, for those who have come to this event for the last couple of years, they'll be upgrading and changing. The difference between the two years it's unbelievable. We had motors that were stopped because the right makers were so perfectly attacking them. We had some overheating issues. We had vacuum issues. Knock on wood. We're 2.5 minutes in and no issues yet. So, yeah. The previous years that could not have doing this progression. The difference between these pipe makers, Silver had an idea in mind. She knew what she was going to do. Ping's over here, and she was like taking very deep cuts, going exactly where her mind was set on the shape. Ping is very carefully refining the shape. Cutting in the shoulders of the pipe and applying the sand. Very precise cuts. Remarkable, rapid Now, for the previous 2 days, we had a pipe making seminar in here. We had people who had never made pipe. Or made very few.
some of those pipe makers are here in the audience today, and they can see pipe makers, professional pipe makers using the same machinery that they use
Go a little
very
faster.
different way. In a very different way. With a confidence that only comes with decades of experience. I'll tell you what, silver is just, it's remarkable. She is getting to her final shape. Very well done, Coach.
I don't know how we do this. I think we would watch all of them going hurry scurry. I mean, it is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So one of the unique things about this is that these pipe kits that have been made for this content, they can made and drilled by someone else. It doesn't sound as though something that should be worried about. If you're a pipe maker, you are in control of every aspect of the pipe making process. So these people are getting more like someone else's work, and they have to examine the materials to understand exactly how it works. Then really, so that they don't make a mistake. They become things that are like that's what happens wrong.
It's unbelievable. I can tell already. I can see 3 pipes. Already. 3 pipes.
So, once you have these what happens to these pipes when they're done? Judges will judge. We have a celebration. You know what?
So I believe I know that at one point. You may go sit down and the judges start working hard. Oh, what do you do with the pipe? Smoke them?
Well, pipe is very
Yes. When the judges have the pipes, they're looking at it.
after the competition is over.
Oh, after it's over.
All of these pipes will be available to be viewed at the pipe show tomorrow morning. And then there will be a People's Choice Award. What is Silver doing? Silver, just 7 minutes down, Silver is already bending her mouthpiece. This is something we haven't seen outside of the final 5 minutes of the competition to this point. Don't tell me she's done. She's not. She's not. This is remarkable.
What Jeff was saying, after the judges are done with the pipes and they determine the winner in second and third place, then they are auctioned off at the Chicago Pipe Show the next day in the showroom. Well, I don't know if it's the next day. They have to have it for 2 days or just... Okay, so they'll have it out Saturday and Sunday. And if you like the pipe, in fact, I bought one last year. It was cool. So they'll have it, and it'll be an auction kind of format.
And all of the money that is raised from auctioning off this pipe goes back to the Chicago Pipe Show. And it's that money and a donation from our sponsors that helps to make this show happen every single year. It wouldn't happen without all of these pieces coming together. So we thank, again, our sponsors, Missouri Meerschaum, for their donation to this event, but also to our pipe makers for donating their time to come here and be part of this competition. Donating the pipe that they make to the club that can help this show continue. All right, Nathan is now profiling the shank. His shank is done, and he is moving on to the sides of the bowl. Now, I think each of these pipe makers is working with the machinery we gave them. It works slightly slower than what they probably use in their home workshop. Nathan shakes his head. Look at that. Ping has a blowfish. Sort of, he says. Sort of.
Well, you know, this is the third year I've seen it. Of course, you told me what happened. But we're 10 minutes into the show and the competition, and I see 3 pipes. It's amazing.
Care about this. This isn't our first year around.
Oh, okay. We have Kurt Merrill has just handed me the winner of the very first Battle of the Briar. Yes, made by Thomas Sawyer.
Yeah, Tommy backstage is going to be here for a while.
All right.
That's hard to believe.
1 hour. And he was done. I think he was on his second battle by the time that was
Well, you know, the great thing about this is the camaraderie anyway. Everybody's having a good time. To make a pipe like that and work it in an hour is incredible.
So we can see over here just how much pressure they can put on the pipe. So much it's overwhelming how very small that is. We have 6 and 2. And it looks like it's unfortunately down the edge of the
Everybody knows the blog. Real name is Mike. Jamie? Mike, have you ever made pipe, by the way? Have you ever made pipe before? I haven't. Professionally trained. What do you think about this so far?
I think we're living in practice.
It's better. Whatever it is. Way better. Yeah.
It's amazing too, when you watch them work, they're doing the same thing.
What was that thought?
Yeah, it's all the sun.
Thank you, Adam. Glad to see you here, my boy. All right, everybody knows Adam. I call him, I call Adam Captain, because that's what he is. But you've been here before, you've seen these competitions before. What are your thoughts early on in this one?
We're big Ping fans over here. No offense to the other pipe makers, but I met Ping in Chicago last year, and he's just an awesome dude. And when we unveiled the Briar, and first thing he did was grab a block in the middle, knew exactly where from the get-go. Got me fired up. So we're barking at the moon for Ping right now. I got a good view of him, and he's just getting after it. So we're fired up.
You're rising him is what you're doing up here. Listen, Captain, tell everybody what you and your group put together that is now available for anybody to see right now, and what this will be maybe again in the future.
Yeah, so for the very first Battle of the Briar, we filmed a full documentary, which we are showing in a couple hours here, 4 hours from now, 8 p.m. in the special events tent. We did in-depth interviews with Tommy, Scotty, and Jared. It's really cool to see them all coming back and going into the subsequent competitions and giving their insights, and seeing Jared as a judge now. And I remember the very fateful moment when the dust collection smacked him in the face. So it's going to be a really fun showing tonight, and we can't wait to do some more.
Folks, this gentleman, by the way, I'm serious, he's a captain in the U.S. Army, and thank you for your service. Okay, I'm going to move around here to Rick Newcomb. I always ask Rick a question or two. He's been around a few years, he's been to a few Chicago pipe shows. What are your thoughts in the early going?
Well, I think it's fantastic. Alex, he is very unusual shape this year. Keep your eye on him. I was a good friend of Bill Furbeck. I loved Graywood.
So crazy working on the scale, yeah.
Silver before they met. And I know Brad is the second hiking, Silver is his year. So this is very exciting. The only thing, Alex keeps saying where he is cowboy hat. Did he move from Texas?
Now I want to talk to Alex Stoloff. Now, Alex, good show. And he's quicker than he looks.
Just one moment here before we continue on to talking with Alex. I just want to point out what's going on with the contestants right now. So Nathan's here. He is really refining his gold. He is working with the 50 grit sandpaper, the aggressive grit. That's what we do to rough out the shape. And then you move to finer and finer grits of sandpaper. Now, I'm looking at Silver. Silver is already with the refining machine. It hurts her, and it sits. It sits. She's making a sitter. That's really impressive. With 45 minutes to go, Silver is now refining with 120 grit sandpaper. Pin is doing the same, working in a very intricate shape. So this is impressive at this stage, but the finishing of a pipe like this, of a shape like this, takes a long, long time. So I'm curious to see where this is going to go.
Jeff, Rick Newton just had another question after he saw how far along Silver is. He says, do they get extra credit if they make 2 pipes in an hour?
Yes.
We have Alex.
Oh,
go ahead.
One of our judges suggested they make a tamper. There are Briar straps over here, and for those who don't know, that's where tampers come from.
Okay, Alex Florov, one of the world's great pipe makers, is here with us too. We thank him for being here. His lovely wife Vera practically runs this show from a physicality standpoint. She is everywhere at once. Alex, what do you think after seeing this lady and 2 gentlemen working for the last 15 minutes on this pipe?
I'm very excited because I know all three of them and I admire them. I'll be honest, I don't know who I favor right now. I'm kind of fortunate. I'm going to bar back and forth. I mean, that's the only remedy I find for myself. I'm really excited. How many times I said that?
A few times.
Yeah, a few times. My vocabulary is getting a little bit short. But they're all 3 different pipe makers, 3 different styles. And to see how they approach with a strategy to complete pipe in an hour is very interesting. So I'm trying to learn some new things, just kind of sneak left and right. And I'm eager to see what it's going to be at the end. Because Jeff said the thing he's doing is very complicated shape. Yeah, he might be quick on the wheel, but it's interesting to see how quick he is with the sandpaper.
And Ping makes around 50 or 60 pipes a year.
Yeah. And Silver's doing a sitter, which is always hard to make because it's got to be balanced. It's got to sit. Technically, it's my personal rule, and I can pass it to everybody. If your pipes have a flat spot on the bottom, it's got to sit on it. If it's not sit on it, it's wrong. So, Silver, watch out. It should sit.
As Tom Eltang said, a sinner should sit.
That's That's my teacher, you know, that's how I learn the things. I'm just passing the knowledge. And then I see Brad right now kind of covering himself with a phone and a hat. So it looks like he is really worried. Brad. He's probably still asleep, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's taking a nap right now.
He's taking a nap, yeah.
Thank you very much for your comments.
So we've got two of our previous Battle of the Briar contestants here. Kurt Heinemann and Keith Grebo. Can you come up here? I'm curious to hear your impressions of these fight makers as we're walking through. So if you'd be so kind. So let's come in here and see what Ping is doing. So first of all, what do you guys think of the new setups?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. I would be happy with the last year.
Yeah, you've got the VFD going this year. It's nice to can adjust the speed. That's a huge game changer right there. I like what Ping's working on here. This looks nice. This is intricate. That's a complex shape to do in a short amount of time.
He has this intricate shape that he has now 40 minutes remaining to finish.
Yeah, he'll do it. I'll do it.
And it's going to have to be done.
Yeah, I think it's a good choice. I previously thinking that you have like asymmetric shape, more time to just concentrate on the shaping and the symmetry, but keeping the lines,
And they were commenting on the machinery. You've got variable speed, but we've also got the new discs and the power. And what difference would that have made to your competition? Both of your experiences in the competition in years past.
yeah, probably would have saved a lot of time, with the bench solar not working. Yeah. So you have to wait until to start running again. So yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't here at the very start, but it seems like, that's a 3/4 horsepower motor. It seems like it's not bogging down. It seems like it's strong, and which is great when you're trying to be aggressive. That's the problem. It's like you can only go as fast as the motor's going to let you go.
Well, let's step over here and see Nathan Davis and see what he's working on and get some more commentary here. So you all know Nathan, he's Gray Woody pipes and Hay Woody pipes. And it looks like we're working on taking some time to greet our previous contestants. That's confident.
I hope that handshake didn't just cost him.
We'll let you know in 40 minutes.
Bigger factory and he keeps
It's a good strategic choice for the shape.
Yeah, my shape, I took a lot of material off, and I was regretting it as I was in the middle of it because I was thinking I should have left a lot more material on this walker room.
You're probably wishing halfway through the pipe that you could put that half back. He's getting deep in there in the shank area. That's a bold choice with that deep bend. That's going to be hard to finish. So we'll see what he does. It's a pretty confident grin we got there. All right, let's see what Silver's doing.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That looks great, Silver.
No, don't say anything that's going to influence our judges.
They all look great, actually, but no, she's pretty far along on this shit.
Yeah, first let's see what they find first.
Yeah, the mouthpiece is already bent. She bent her mouthpiece with like 4 minutes into the competition or 6 minutes into the competition.
I was actually going to ask that if it was pre-bent. She bent it. Okay, nice. Yeah. But that's a good thing to get out of the way, I guess, if you've got the space to work around it and it's not interfering with the shape at all.
And that's, as we know in years past, like those finishing moments are pretty hectic, and that's a bottleneck, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, so because she's making a sitter, she had to bend the mouthpiece because that throws the balance off. And she wanted to make sure that it sat. Smart, smart, smart. Well, thank you guys for coming back. Thank you for your participation in years past. Yeah, appreciate that.
Jeff, you know, it really get busy intensity of these pipe makers. When you're talking to them, as they're talking, they're looking, but they're also looking at what they're doing. And of course, the handshake was wow. That was pretty interesting. But the other thing I wanted to ask, right at this point in time, because I've seen it over the last couple of shows before, I never see any of them getting tired. Is making pipes a form of working out?
Making pipes definitely does take some physicality. Every pipe maker I've ever known has makes this a lot. Stretching her back out throughout the day. It's a lot of standing and a lot of sitting and punching over. And then with working at the speeds that these pipe makers are working, they have to apply a lot of pressure. It takes a lot of strength. And it's, especially during this under pressure yes, so it is. It does. It's its own kind of workout.
Well, you know, like when you're making the pipe, a non-competition, are you going to go up quickly or will you go a lot slower?
I would go a lot slower.
Okay. Well, I just wondered how you got your muscle.
Well, if you make a pipe with one hand, you twirls with the other.
Well, I think it's time to give the judges another shot at what's going on from their perspective. Okay, what do you think as you watch this first almost half hour? And this is your first time to see it, right?
I actually was in the audience last year. So, but it is different in the judge's seat, thinking, hearing Dirk talk about strategy, about taking more or less Briar away, save some time. But we were talking as judges too of how there's a trade-off there because it probably means you're gonna have to handstand. You're gonna have more surface area to handstand. And I was also thinking, I want to see Jeff one day in one of these chairs.
Now, Truett, when I planned this, the reason I have a microphone so I don't have to compete.
I'm sure we could find a replacement for you with the microphone. And I'm sure we could find many replacements.
I mean, I said you make a pipe with one hand curl with the other, so maybe I can hold the microphone in one hand.
Or just a headset. Just have a headset. Or Phil Collins style.
Phil Collins, yeah. All right.
Okay, we'll see if we can talk Jeff into that. Get over there on the side here. Well, your thoughts after the first half hour?
Well, it's looking pretty good from where I'm sitting. I'm interested to see, and nobody's moved off. Well, actually, Silver's moved off the 120 wheel. But there's only 32 minutes left. I'm getting nervous. I'm always nervous at these things. It's very exciting. But yeah, I do wonder, like, what this. Peyton has a lot of surface area. He has complex shape. Nathan has a lot bigger pipe, so he's got more surface area to cover. And it looks like Silver's already off the wheels. But I don't know. It's only half an hour left.
Okay, there we go. Silver is off the wheel. She is hand sanding now. She's the first contestant off the wheel. And what that means is that she's moved on to the next stage while the other pipe makers are behind.
So you're saying she's a little ahead?
She's a little ahead in the game, is what I'm trying to say. Now, we should let the audience know that the grading papers that are being used by the judges, speed is a component. It is worth 1 extra point to second place and 2 extra points for the first to be finished. But the speed is only part of the competition. Of course, fit and finish the judge's overall impression, and some other design aspects of the pipe are the things that are going to be taken into consideration. So creativity with the shape, that's part of the competition. How many are there scratches still in the pipe? How many scratches? And it's reasonable because these pipes were also made in 1 hour. So yeah, so those are the things that the pipe makers are thinking about as they're working on this. And so that's why you hear some of our concern with some of the complexity of the shapes that we're seeing here. Let's just say it's a very, very bold move.
Gotcha. So I guess, Neil, you judges, you really have to wait until you see the pipes when you're up here before you get all of the components that you're looking at taken care of. But half an hour in, what are your thoughts?
My thought right now is strategy. For those of you who don't know, this weekend is the Miami Grand Prix for F1. And for those of you who follow racing, there's so many decisions with the drivers. They're all good. They're all the 20 best drivers in the world, just like these are 3 of the best pipe makers. But at the end of the day, to qualify and win the actual Grand Prix, you have to make 101 decisions along the way to qualify and win by a tenth of a second. And it's going to come down to a tenth here. I mean, and that's what we need to figure out is the strategy to come up with the winning pipe. And I didn't think about that until you're in the judges' seat. It's not just the pipe, it's who's putting together the best strategy. So that's what my mind is kind of looking at here. It's fascinating process.
Thank you, Neil. And you reminded me now of the Kentucky Derby and the jockeys. I mean, they've got to have a strategy.
Strategy. Thank you, Neil.
I don't know what Jeff's doing over there. He's talking about something. I don't know what. I want to talk to somebody up here. You care to talk for just a minute and tell us as one of the contestants? 3 of them back there. You have one of those contestants is going to win, or is it too close to call?
I mean, everything looks amazing from everyone's individual standpoint. If every pipe fits who they are, and I think that's the interesting piece. They've chosen something that really matches their aesthetic. So in that sense, it feels really close to me because they're all great at the thing that they chose to do. It's really entertaining.
How about you, sir? You got any particular ideas as to who might win this thing?
Man, that's a good question, Steve. I really don't know. It's apparent to me that Silver's done a lot of preparation. I mean, she's been hand sanding for a few minutes now while the other 2 are still working on the wheels. But it's still early in the game. We can see it going anyway.
Having being a pipe maker, making pipes yourself, is this kind of competition a little too tough to get ideas from, or can you actually pick up some tips watching this?
I'm trying to pick up tips, but I don't know, unless I was standing over their shoulders, I don't know if I could really glean the kind of information I really want to from there.
Good luck to you in your pipe making career, and thank you for being here tonight.
So I'll tell you what, Steve, I'm pretty impressed with Silver's progress so far. Yeah, I'm right here.
I didn't know where you were. I couldn't find you.
Silver is fully hand sanding now. It looks like she's using a rougher grip, but with 27 and a half minutes left, she's doing very well. Now, you might have seen me walk around to each of the pipe makers and whisper something to each of them. I was giving them some information about the mouthpieces on these. Now, they didn't make the mouthpieces, and it's important for the pipe maker to know what the internals of the mouthpiece look like, because it affects like how much shaping they can do on it. If I hadn't given them that information, it's possible that they could have sanded into the airway or something like that, and it would have shown. So I wanted to let all the pipe makers know how that thing is.
And it's all acrylic, right?
It's all acrylic, yes. And one of the reasons that we chose to use acrylic for these pipes is that most of these pipe makers don't use this material on a daily basis. It's too large. And it's also faster to finish than ebony. Ebony takes a lot more preparation before you can polish it. And just in the interest of getting over the finish line in 60 minutes, we thought we would give them that performance. So while silver is now on their second grit of hand sandpaper, both of our other contestants are still on the French wheels, which is slightly more aggressive grit. Now they're refining, but they're refining with the more aggressive grit. But as I say it, Nathan, it's shutting off his motor, and it looks like he's moving on to the next grit, which is 220 for the pipe makers out there.
You know, I hear you talking a lot with Ping earlier too about the grit, the sandpaper. Why is it so important to have so many different grits?
That's a good question. It is, so the lower the number, so in this case the most aggressive grit they're using is 50 grit. Most of these pipe makers in their home workshop use 36, which is a dramatic difference between 36 and 50. The reason they use those wheels, we call them grinding wheels, because the fiber discs that they're on, they're actually made for grinding concrete. That's how aggressive these things are. When I said it can take your knuckle off, it can do it very quickly. And it helps the pipe maker get to their rough idea very quickly. And you can identify any problems, imperfections, things that you need to take into account as you're shaping the pipe. Once they've worked with that the very rough grit to grind out the basic shape, then they'll use progressively finer grits of sandpaper and use them in succession. And it helps them remove the scratches from the previous grit of sandpaper they were using. And it also helps them define the shape more precisely. And you'll even see them, probably not in this context, but in their home workshops, they'll slow the wheel down quite a lot. And that allows them to work with really precise motions on these. And it's not a joke, but these pipe makers are so good on these wheels, using them every single day. With these 50 grit sandpaper, they could trim their fingernails with it. That's how precise they are. So we're seeing them, and they often do accidentally trim their fingernails on these discs. So Nathan is feeling for the roundness of his shank right now. That's a pipe maker move. You'll see him do it here. You just run your fingers around the shank, and it lets you identify any lumps in the shape. That'll make that. The more you can do on these fine grit sanding wheels, the less work you have to do by hand sanding later. And with 23 and a half minutes remaining, these pipe makers are thinking about efficiency, especially those who are still working on the wheels. And something that we heard of him now, he is refining his shape with also the fine grit sandpaper just like me. A lot of very fine details in the shape. I know he can do it. But we'll see. We'll see. Very, very impressive.
Of these three pipe makers up here, I know Pete makes, you said about 60 pipes a year. What about the other two?
Let me ask Brad, how many pipes does Silver make? Silver makes 40 pipes a year. And Payne makes about 60. And Nathan, how many pipes do you make a year?
About 1,000.
So they're used to working at different paces to one another.
So Nathan's actually had to slow down for this competition. We have 22 minutes left to do all the others.
When I asked Nathan if he would be a contestant, he said, well, how long? I said, an hour. He said, how many pipes do you want? Silver is here furiously sanding. She's determined to be the first over the line. She wants those extra points.
Well, that's another thing. Please remember that it's not the first who finishes that wins necessarily. There are a lot of different things that the judges are looking at once they get the pipes to determine which pipe they think on a point system is the best pipe. And of course, obviously, the one who turns in first gets the most points in that category, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's the winner.
Steve, I'm just looking at the speed of the hands here that are moving, and I can tell you we're going to have 3 exhausted pipe makers when this competition is over.
Good. When you're a competitor, you got to be tired at the end. That's the way it works.
And especially, I think that maybe Silver will be the least exhausted because she's been training for this, and every good athlete knows you have to train. She has been training. She told me she made 4 pipes. 4 pipes. Timing herself.
Not only has she been training and timing herself, she sleeps with her coach.
Wow, not only does Nathan take time to shake a hand, tell us how many pipes he makes in a year, now he's just taking a little beverage break. Do you need some coffee? Scone? So I've got Jason Patrick here. Jason is a pipe maker and was photographing our pipe making seminar over the last couple of days, seeing our students work on these machines. So I'm curious, what are your impressions of what you are seeing right now?
Yeah, you're just seeing a different level of competency with tools. You're seeing more artistic expression, and you're seeing more, for sure, more intentionality in everything that's happening. Obviously a lot of the people are learning what to do and touching the wheel for the first time, but this is, it's like watching T-ball and then going to watch a real baseball game.
What's interesting to me is just going, I mean, to some degree we can expect this, but also with the limitations that are imposed on this, with using pipe kits that were not prepared by these artisans, and tooling that is not their own, but we still are seeing shapes that are representative of the styles of each of these pipe makers, which I think is pretty impressive. Silver's over here very carefully managing one of the trickiest parts of the pipe sanding, which is the joint between the shank and the bowl. Very, very carefully removing all of the scratches from the previous grids. She's working furiously here, but with some confidence with 18 minutes remaining. Contestants, 18 minutes remaining. I see that Nathan's machine is off here. So we've only got one dust collector on. That's also the audible signal of just where we are in the competition, Steve.
Yeah, well, what does it mean when you say Nathan's got his thing off?
That means that he's moved from sanding with a wheel, so power sanding quickly, to now the hand sanding portion. Now he is the only one. Look at the speed that he is hand sanding here. This man has done this before. We talked about training, and Silver was training by practicing. I think Nathan just trains by doing this way every day.
A little bit.
A little bit, he says. And he's used to talking while doing it. The Ping's motor is off. All right. Now, Now the quiet, you just have to listen to.
Can you hear me now?
That's right. We get the sound. This is what a pipe maker's workshop sounds like most of the time.
That's at night. You think you don't turn the music down, Jeff?
No music. Well, right now. Would you like to sing for us? No. Okay. I'm just watching Nathan here singing, and he's fighting with the tools that
I can
provide
actually
him.
hear it from over here. I can hear the sanding.
And I think he doesn't like our tools all that much, which is part of what makes this
Yeah,
competition.
you got to work with what you got. That's what my wife says about me. She works with what she's got.
Oh, Silver is on to hand sanding the mouthpiece now. That's a good sign for Silver. That means she is quickly approaching the finish line. Fair bit of margin.
I got a gouge.
She just, for those who didn't hear, she said, I found a gouge. So that is something all of us experience as pipe makers, that you get through, you think you're just about ready to move on to the next step, you're going to put stain on the pipe, and then suddenly you see a problem.
A gouge.
A gouge. And what that means is that you need to step back, usually several grits of sandpaper, and do it all over again.
And again, these flaws are not counted against them.
The flaws are not counted against them, but a gouge is usually introduced by the pipe maker.
Oh.
Yes, yes. That will count against them.
I got you. Okay.
Payne is now hand sanding. Right.
Hey, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
We were just noticing over here that Ping is sanding, but he's doing it a little differently than the way I saw Silver doing it. What exactly is he doing? What is that he's got with him?
So every pipe maker sands a little bit differently. You've got some people who are, if you look at what Nathan's doing here, he's got his pipe mounted on a peg, and he's using both hands to sand like a seesaw. That's one technique for doing it. What Ping is doing, he's got a sanding stick. He's using one of the, we have like fingernail emery boards, and he's wrapped sandpaper around it and is using that as a backing pad to sand. And so when, that's probably how he does it at home, so we provided multiple different ways for the pipe makers to do that. Whereas Silver is sanding entirely by hand. She's just using her fingers. So here's where we're seeing some things that distinguish the styles of pipe making that each pipe maker has.
Doing it with both hands. Now that's pretty awesome. Go pretty quick that way.
Let's hope.
Yeah. If they don't mind, I'd like to talk with our sponsors, Missouri Ocean Pipe Company. They've only been around since 1869, and I want to tell you, all of you look a lot younger than you are.
Yeah, it's the cradle. We take a little exfoliating cob. Works really well.
Corn syrup.
Yeah, corn syrup.
I'd like to have some of that, that's for sure.
We can get you some.
Well, thank you. Tell us, because we really are honored that you're supporting it with your sponsorship. What made you decide to want to do that?
To sponsor this, well, we actually started carrying Briar pipes, so it just kind of seemed like a natural progression. And we really do admire all of the beautiful work that the Briars makers do. And we actually know multiple that are currently in the competition. Silver Gray, big fan, love her. We also know Nathan Davis. We're actually a big fan of him. And every time that you are able to witness the beautiful works, I think you ought to actually see it come to fruition. So that's one of the reasons that we wanted to sponsor it.
Thank you. Would you please introduce the whole group, yourself included?
I'm Shannon Hoke. I am the general manager, and this is Brett Hoke. Brett Hoke, I barely know him. He is the head of our Briar division now. So you can say hello for yourself.
Hello.
Let's have a big hand for our sponsors.
All right, so I'm watching Silver over here. She has really done a nice profile on the rim. So we were pointing out how Nathan, when I was talking with Pete and Dirk earlier, we were pointing out how Nathan is using plateau edge, so the outside bark area of the briar on the end of the shank and on the top of the bowl, a really traditional feature in pipe. But what we're seeing over here from Silver is that she has sanded away most of the plateau, but we have just some subtle plateau coming through. It's just a really interesting feature in pipe, and it looks very good. Very, very good.
Was Silver, by the way, was she able to get rid of that gouge?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Well, while we're waiting, I've got a gentleman over here. I tried to talk to him and he says he's a nobody.
Okay.
But I'll get him to talk anyway. This is Barry Kane. He's a pipe collector many years. And Barry, we appreciate the fact that you came and supported this event tonight. What made you decide to come?
Oh, I've come every year that the show's been out. Since all the way back to Harvey days, back at the little Holiday Inn or whatever it was back in those days. And it's always great to come and see these artisans take over those machines and make something look like a pipe in just a few minutes.
Anything shock and amaze you here tonight?
Just how fast they can just get those things looking like a real pipe. It's amazing.
Well, for a nobody, you do a good job talking, Barry. Thank you very much.
And you know, for
Here's a handsome young guy over here. He kind of resembles you, actually. You're not related, what's your name and why are you here?
My name is Butch. I'm here because it's a newfound hobby.
You're new to the hobby, okay.
First pipe show.
First pipe show. Well, what do you think about this? How about it?
This is great. I love it. Really cool.
You learned anything?
What's that?
Have you learned anything?
Everything.
Everything.
I knew nothing. I didn't even know what a pipe was.
Well, we're glad to have you here. All right, Jeff.
Well, I'll tell you, Steve, we are closing in on the finish line. We are under 9 minutes. There's 8.5 minutes remaining. That has probably got our pipe makers a little bit nervous here. Everybody but Silver Gray. She doesn't seem too nervous. She laughs. She laughs. We're all nervous. All right. Ping's just turned on his polishing wheel. That's a shot over the bow of Silver Gray. Uh-oh. Our first pipe maker starts polishing. And remember we were talking about just how we thought maybe the complex shape that Ping chose to make might not be a strategic advantage. But
heard you say that?
We may stand corrected.
He looks like he's moving.
My pet maker's perspective, I thought he was going to go polish his mouthpiece and get started there, but he's actually polishing the bowl on the shank. And you get to see, so what he's going to do with the time remaining, he's polishing it. That helps remove some of the scratches. It also helps reveal if there are deeper scratches. And with the amount of time remaining, that gives him the ability to go back and refine afterwards. So it's a smart move. Instead of sending up all the way to the finish and seeing then and having it revealed that you've got scratches and where to go, because pipe makers that's part of the scoring, how many scratches there are. Of course, as I'm praising Ping, pointing out that he's polishing, Silver has now stepped over to the polishing wheel and is doing just the same. Very aggressively polishing here. Just as I thought, Steve, Ping's identified some scratches with the polishing process, and now he's going to polish. And here goes Nathan in the polishing well. Folks, we've got 5.5 minutes remaining. All 3 pipe makers are polished. I don't think we've ever had this before.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I think the new machinery is helping out. I think I can see some very jealous former contestants in the back of the room right now. All right, so Nathan's mouthpiece has been polished. So one of the things these pipe makers need to be concerned with is the acrylic mouthpiece. Now they are not used to working with acrylic. Acrylic's great for polishing, except if you polish it too hard, they're hearing now, you can melt it. So, really? Yes. The overheat plastic. Yes. And I think one of our contestants might have found the melting temperature of acrylic. I'll say, having taught the class for the last 2 days, I burned my mouthpiece. Did you? I sure did. I fixed it, but I burned it first.
Just by hand polishing?
Polishing with the wheel. Yes. Those wheels are moving at between 1,000 and 3,000 revolutions per minute. They are really, really moving. That's a lot of heat that we're getting. So contestants, 4 minutes. We're coming in on 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, if you would, please explain one more time. What happens when time's up?
When time is up, all of the pipe makers have to put their pipe down, and it's over. And if they are halfway through polishing their mouthpiece, they get to present a halfway polished mouthpiece to the judges. So when the time is done, Tim Garrity will be ringing a bell. We, as an audience, are going to be counting down, and when we get to 0, bells rung, pipes down. Where's Nathan? Nathan is bending his mouthpiece, shaking his head, wondering how he's going to get across the finish line in 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Yes.
We are now officially right at the 3 minute mark.
3 minutes remaining. I just had to give a little assist to, I tightened the wheel a little too tight. Oh, it looks really nice. Ping is now buffing 2.5 minutes. Boy, this is 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. These pipe makers are feeling pretty nervous right now. Look at the speed of the polishing. Oh my goodness. Now Nathan's got a problem here because his wheel is wider than the gap between his pitch and his bowl.
Oh, I burnt it.
Now the other two Minute and 55 seconds.
2 minutes remaining. Ping is calmly polishing the pipe. No, I'm not, he says. He looks like he's calmly polishing this pipe. His girlfriend Jade is leaning in, wondering what's going to happen. Feeling nervous for him.
A minute and a half.
A minute and a half remaining. Folks, this is it. This is it. All right. Oh my goodness, Ping gone. Wow. With a minute and 15 seconds remaining, Ping has just turned in his very impressive pipe.
1 minute
We've got
left.
two more very impressive pipes that have 59, 58, 57 seconds remaining to finish. Let's see what we've got here. Nathan, what are you working on? Come on, get that wax on there. Oh. Whoa. Silver is... Oh, Silver is the second.
35 seconds.
35 seconds remaining. Nathan Davis. 29. He's looking for his last reel.
20 seconds.
20 seconds remaining. He's looking calm, collected, he's meditating. Do we have any interview questions for him right now?
10 seconds.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Folks, they have done it again. All three pipe makers getting their pipes across the finish line in exactly 1 hour. You guys, I am so impressed. All three of our pipe makers grab a drink, high five each other, and now it's up to our judges.
We did it.
And I think, let's bring a couple of our previous contestants up here. The feeling when you finish. How did we feel when we finished our pipes?
Oh, it's a great feeling. I was feeling the anxiety for them, though. I was telling Dirk, I was getting stressed.
Yeah, it's likewise.
Dirk was our winner and our first over the line last year. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so
David had a little hiccup.
a little hiccup, and it allowed Dirk to.
Yeah, to come in first.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for what you did last year. And remember when I said silence your phones? Sorry about that. All right. Oh, and Ping is cleaning up his workstation because that's the kind of.
I know, I was gonna go do that.
This is pretty cool. Can I get our contestants over here right now? All three of our contestants. All right, Ping, first across the line. I just want to ask you. All right, how was it? Now you're sweating a little bit, and so how do you feel?
It's hard, really. It's it's a totally different setup and time schedule than the pipes we do, back home. And it's I kind of messed up a little bit in the shaping, and then I changed it to another direction, but I left the stem part, the bow part, the same. So yeah, hopefully the judges can, yeah.
And what's interesting about pipe making is that it is a series of problems that we're trying to solve. Often, as pipe makers, we will have a plan, and then the Briar will give you something that you didn't expect, or your hands or your planning will give you something that you didn't expect. So you had to do some real problem solving here. I saw it happen.
Yeah, it's a kind of a last minute decision that I go to a kind of a curve, to another little bit, turn a little bit, and but at the end, I think the results are okay. I will do something different if I back home, it's because it's the very limited time. It's have to do a quick decision to make
Worked. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you, King. It was just so impressive to see you do this. Thank you for doing this.
Hey, Jeff, we had an injury.
We had an injury?
Yeah, Nathan's hurt.
He's hurt?
Yeah.
What did you do?
He's bleeding.
How's our insurance?
Not that good. Not
okay.
I've seen that.
It's okay. He signed a waiver.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to ask Silver here. Silver, you went in with a plan. The woman with the plan. How was your experience?
Well, I did practice. I did admit that. But I wasn't sure what shape block I was gonna end up with, so I did a straight 6-panel bowl, 6-panel shank, but I didn't get that block. I got a sitter, Dublin sitter, that I had practiced as well. But no one else has done a sitter in the competition that I saw. And so I thought, well, that might be something different. And, but I do, I don't want to do this again.
Well, thank you. It was just a master class watching the three of you work. You did such a wonderful job. Thank you, Silver. All right, and Nathan, let's talk to you.
All right.
All right. So our only injured contestant this year, so far. Let's keep it that way. So you can hang out with Dirk. You guys get, I think, a special place in the Battle of the Briar history for that. So let's talk about your experience. What did you think coming in, and what was it like?
An hour felt like a long time at the beginning. I usually average about 30 minutes a pipe when I'm batching them out at 200. I haven't made an individual pipe in probably 5 years. So I forgot how to approach one pipe at a time. And I mean, I still finished in time, but not the way I like to. So it was way more stress than I expected. I literally do this all day, every day. And somehow this was incredibly overwhelming.
So when you're in your home workshop, do you also have an audience like this?
No, this is, hey guys, I forgot you were there for a while. No, yeah, I tried to just totally zone them out, there are the words. But yeah, it was a lot of different pressures.
Yeah. Well, and just super impressive job, all three of you. I think a round of applause for our contestants this year. Round it up, folks. So thank you for doing this, and we'll let you guys enjoy your celebratory drink.
Hey, Jeff, can I say something?
Yes.
First of all, I saw some very famous pipe makers in our audience of the female persuasion that have made history in their pipe making, as has Silver Gray. We've had Scotty Pearsall in the past, and I just want to thank you and the Chicago Pipe Club people for making sure that their gender is represented equally with the males, and by golly, are they ever good. So.
We're going to take a few minutes here to talk, to walk around, to talk to some of you all in the audience to get your impressions of the experience now that it's over, now that we're over the line. Vacuums are off. So let's start off with the big dog himself, Mr. Tim Garrity.
Big dog, little bark. I don't know. I'm just amazed. It was very interesting watching how each artisan worked their briar. I was just wow. Ping taking time for that detail. Nathan working with a pretty big block, which would be really intimidating. That's a lot of briar to work with. And Silver just going right into the fine detail work with, going through different grits and different buffing compounds. And to see the Dublin sitter, my lovely and talented girlfriend was noting that there's this different shade from the bottom of the pipe to the top. And she was asking?
I was asking how that was accomplished. It was beautiful. I could see it from here and just, inspired by the creativity that's coming out of all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's there's no stain. Mm-hmm. It's all natural. So amazing.
Thank you. And Steve, where are you at, buddy?
I was hiding back there for just a minute.
Why don't you find someone from over there to chat? with about what this experience was like this year.
They all look pretty much like dummies over on this side. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And there's a handsome man and a good-looking lady here. We can ask them what they think.
Sounds
what do you
good.
think after watching this?
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Well, that's what I thought too. It's very exciting. How about you?
It was my second year of watching, and just really amazing to see the different approaches and the direction they take going start to finish.
I didn't see him earlier. We got another guy over here I've seen before somewhere. Nate King. Come on, Nate, stand up, buddy. Here's another great pipe maker that observed. What'd you think, Nate?
So this is the first time in the room. I've always cheered and watched, even though they can't hear me, cheered and watched out in the tent, because that's one of the beautiful things here is they have it for everybody to view, and I love that. I know all 30 contestants very well. I love them all, and I was stressed for every single one of them the whole time. I don't know what I would be doing. So this is very exciting. They do a really good job, Jeff and everybody. I was happy to help for the first time, officially help with the Pipe Maker Seminar. So I got to use the new equipment that is fantastic. It is practically what I have in my shop, almost exactly the same. So the level that they've built this to is just second to none. It's fantastic, and I love the competition.
Thank you, Nate King, ladies and gentlemen. You were sitting back here, Nate. I never saw you. You were ducking, weren't you? Yeah, I got you.
Well, Steve, over here I've got an aspiring pipe maker, Mr. Turner Gaw. This is Turner's first time in Chicago, at the Chicago Pipe Show. And what are your impressions of the show and of the event?
Okay, so I did the pipe making seminar, and if you've never done it, do it. Best investment, great time, great way to get to know a lot of the just fantastic creators in this community. Cannot recommend that highly enough. I'm so excited. My wife's going to have to blow me out of my workshop with dynamite when I get home because I saw so many creators do things just a touch differently, and everybody had their own ideas and their own tips about, hey, try this, hey, try that. And oddly enough, most of them worked. And I've made about, 10, 15 pipes at this point. But being here with you people that have taught me so much has taken me, I feel like, from 10 pipes to 100 pipes in terms of the kind of jump that I made, and then getting to watch our marvelous competitors and the different ways that they did things, taking just a raw chunk of wood to a beautifully finished product in such different ways. I love the way the human mind works, and I think that's one of the things I love about this art is watching that process. So I had the best time.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you had a great time, and it's a celebration of pipe making, isn't it? And of the community that we have here. So thank you. And I would like to talk to two of our previous pipe making seminar contestants. And you guys, you've both been to both of the Battle of Briar competitions before, right? So let's talk about what you saw this year and what were your impressions.
Well, definitely the equipment upgrade made a big difference in what we saw this year versus the last year's. But it was amazing, just to see how each person attacked their piece of Briar and what they did with it and the designs that they came up with. And just the speed and, just absolute skill that is on display is amazing and really a joy to watch.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm just so impressed. It makes me want to do more in my workshop and get some new equipment. I need to upgrade some stuff, but yeah, no, this is just awesome. I love it.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And let's see.
We've got Rick Newcomb here, who I think He's the kind of guy that is quiet, but we'll pick him up and make him talk one more time. Rick, what were your thoughts here?
I want to say that as much as we admire the professional judges, the previous ones and the current ones, they're fantastic. They are amazing. And they will pick a first, second, and third. But there are two other sets of judges for these. And, try to remember that tomorrow or Sunday at the, I think the participants of the Chicago Pipe Show vote on their favorite, first, second, and third. And then on Sunday, or maybe throughout the weekend, but it closes on Sunday, the auction of the 3 pipes. And so the dollar amount, and in prior years, one set of pipe makers, won this contest, another one won the popular vote, and a third one won the dollar amount. I think that's happened all the times. Yeah. And so I think what that really says is a lot of this is what we like and what the judges like and what the audience like and so on. But there are 3 sets there are 3 contests in that sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's you've got the judges here, you've got the audience up there, you've got the people that come and actually bid on these pipes and find out, which one goes for the most. It's totally different. And I got to tell you, because like I said earlier, I bought one last year. It was beautiful, the best deal I ever got. But anyway, to have a piece of this competition as part of something you've been a part of, I think it's a pretty neat deal. So, plus the fact that it helps the Chicago Pipe Show. Every penny goes back into the coffers. So take a look this weekend while you're enjoying the show.
I think our judges are nearing completion.
We're getting close.
Yeah, getting close. All right, they're making decisions. It's hard. I mean, guys, is it easy? Our previous judges, tell us about your experience.
What's interesting is watching the techniques and then seeing the final products, and they're all different but excellent. And being able to judge the finish and the shape, it's not easy to come up with winners.
Yeah, being a pipe maker myself, it's you have so much time on your when you're making your own pipes. You're not really stressed out. The only time you get stressed out is when you find that scratch, or you find a pit or a crack in the briar, and you can't use it. But when you see these guys, all 3 of these competitors competing against each other for 1 hour to try and create the pipes that they do, that last 10-15 minutes, man, it gets intense. And I can't imagine, I see the anxiety that I go through just watching them. I can imagine what they're going through. So, but yeah, just the amazing pipes that they create in that short a time, it's amazing. So
It's got to be hard to judge, as you're saying.
Yes.
You appreciate different aspects of each of them, and the styles are so different to one another.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why it's easier for me to hold the microphone and do this thing than it is for you all to be behind the bench and actually have to make decisions. I just get to talk about them. All right, are we done?
We're done.
The judging is complete. Hassan, would you do the honors?
Oh, they've done it.
Oh, you've already told everything, so we know.
Well, we didn't add all of our scores. Oh, you haven't?
It's unanimous. I mean, our scores were.
Okay. All right. Well, they're in agreement. Can we, Hassan, can you total these for us?
Sure.
Okay.
We could have done
it. It's all good.
No. Gives you something to do. Wait.
Yeah. Oh, influencing the tallier. And I wanted to point out, Hassan, this event would not be the event that it is right now without Hassan. He is just such an extraordinary partner in this. He makes all of the seating happen. He makes sure the audio happens. He gets all of the details that you see that it's hard to notice because he's the behind the scenes guy, and what you see is because of Hassan. So I just so appreciate him and I'm so grateful.
I'd love to say something about Hassan. So they made us these T-shirts with our names and everything on them. And he contacted me and he said, "What size are you?" And I said, "Well, those are men's shirts." And he goes, "Well, they're unisex." And I said, "Well, do I look unisex to you?" And so he ordered me this beautiful V-neck. So thank you. And thank you, Missouri Meerschaum.
And we've got one more big thank you is to Jamie Connolly. Jamie is another behind the scenes person. He restores pipes, and he did a seminar last night. Jamie is the one who built all of these workstations for us. Yes. And so I'm grateful for that, but pipe makers, of course. Yes. So big round of applause for Jamie Connolly. This would not be what it is without him. All right, well, I think we are getting close here. And after we have named all the winners, we're going to invite the audience to come up and see the pipes. So you can come by the judges' table. And we just ask that you not take too much time with each one, because there will be many people behind you who'd like to see them. And again, remind everybody that these will be on display tomorrow at the Chicago Pipe Show, where you can vote on them for the People's Choice Award. And then the day after that, they will be available for auction to help support this event and the whole show. And each one of them will be laser engraved with the Battle of the Briar, the year, the pipe maker, and the place that was awarded. So yes, you'll be able to take that home as a souvenir. All right, Steve, I have the judges' sheets. Would you do the honors, please?
Kind of scared to, but I'll do it. Okay.
Come on, Steve. Whisper in your ear.
Well, I'm having a little problem here, and I'm going to
Simple knowledge.
I was a broadcaster for 25 years, and I know through experience that the one thing you don't do when you're announcing winners is announce the wrong person the winner. So I was double checking that. All right. The judges felt like the best pipe was made by Ping. And I mean right behind Ping, in fact, two right behind Pings, but finishing second was Silver Gray. And finishing third was Nathan Davis.
Steve, I wanted to take one more moment to thank all of our competitors for taking time out of your show, out of your trip, to come and entertain all these people, to show what you do for a living and what you do so incredibly well, and to do it in a very uncomfortable and different setting than you would normally do it. So it's just a huge gift to our community. So thank you so much. Thank you to our sponsors, Missouri Meerschaum. Thank you to the Chicago Pipe Show. thank you to all the members of the Chicago Pipe Show that helped put this event on. And with that, I
Wait,
think...
whoa, and thank you so much to the man who invented this event.
Yay! And with one final acknowledgement, thank you to our judges for taking time out of your event to do this. It's a hard job. Differently hard, but hard to what they did. Yeah. Yes. And with that, I think we can conclude the third annual Battle of the Briar. Thank you all for being here.
Ready for beer? Extremely close. Maybe I'll just set this on, let people mill around.
2 drinks.
Yeah.
I know we're going to start and...
Excuse me?
And that's it. I'm like, I'm going to smoke. I'm not going to watch it. I come back later. It's like...
I get a plaque. I got second. Woo-hoo! Do you go up and see that blowfish?
You've got plaques. No, they were back on the table.
Not my center. Yeah. Turned out.
Incredible.
My kids are all texting. Mama, where'd you
Life was good.
Were they watching?
Yeah, please.
I am so grateful you invited me. It was a good challenge. Yeah.
So what you could do.
I know what I could do.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I
This
knew
is
you could do
beautiful.
it.
Well, I didn't know I could do it. So
I wouldn't have asked you if I didn't think you could do it.
thank you for the belief in me. I sincerely.
It is what I thought.
Sincerely. Love you too. Bye, Jeff. Thank you.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you, man. That was awesome. That was good, right? Nathan, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm just, blown away.
Any way I can help, I'm happy.
Super happy that you did this.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
so much fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was.
Thank you. Here's a beer.
Yes.
Take it time. Come on, man. You're not going to say no to that. I mean, you didn't have these machines, you were like the old generation. It's definitely not
$1,300 faster. Yeah. And then this is lower.
Yeah, like last year you all had it tough. This is kind of cushy now. There's not enough just random bad stuff happening in the middle of it.
You mean mouthpieces burning?
Yeah, blood flying. And you had to walk uphill both ways in the snow in order to get to the competition. Without shoes, exactly.
So happy to see you. Amazing job.
It was awesome. I was like, I saw you make that mistake, and I was like, I don't know how you're going to recover from that. I don't know what you're going to do. And yeah, I was really impressed. Yeah. I knew you could do it. Yeah. I knew you could do it, but about 15 minutes to go, I wasn't so sure.
Did you not? So I watched it here.
Look at the fans. Wow. I was betting on you. Oh. I knew you were making it. Thank you. Thank you.
That chin.
Generally square. The hole.
Congratulations our contestants. There's one to get yelled at. I was just because I know you and Silver used to take a lot of time to really get into the detail. To see you kind of pulling out the detail of the Briar, it's like a process. It was amazing. It was really great. It was great.
Hey, Ping, would you hold the plank up for me?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
What was the change that you had to make?
Yeah. I was thinking about, because the drilling is synced in, the mouthpiece is synced in to the wire, the plateau, right? So I was thinking about keep the plateau, and make a freehand shape at the end. But when I standing it with the sand disc, it goes through. So basically, the mouthpiece should be inside of the. So I don't have.
This is what I do. I make my own wheels. So the padding is tough, things like that. But Jeff is like, this is what I use. So we've got really great equipment. And I told Jeff already, I didn't know coming in, helping him officially, every year. I had so much fun. I will be here every year. So
Nathan is a carpenter in his own right. So it's interesting because I gave him this.
it's still sitting there.
But it's like
It's got to be the right pipe.
But remember, we went by his input, which is great because at least you went the doctor.
He's here for the first time in 20 years. I heard about the thing.
We're supposed to bring it up, even though we're sure it's coming. But no, what's interesting is he was kind enough, Craig and I drove down there.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Down at Briar Burley. I was telling
You can be the high bidder.
I know. Really. I've known Greg a long time. I don't see him upset ever.
I get it now.
He's like, guys, come on. Which I'm like, I've told him for Vegas and for here, just go on mine. They can put these, GLPs. That's fine, but tie it with mine. And then it's, like I've been doing this for, I'm slotted in forever. So, but that would go a long way.
It wasn't for Craig. His doctor of pipes was for me.
Yes.
So Craig made it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing.
Yeah.
No, that's,
Yes.
you have a-
I think we're good.
I need to get a tutorial from you on how to use that camera.
Well, after you learn, you can come and tell me.
Oh, really? My wife got one a few years ago for real estate. And
Yeah.
ended up not really using it. So I pulled it out last week and I was like,
It has a little bit of a mind of its own.
Yeah, in terms of the follow and all that.
Well, yeah, and sometimes you want to move the gimbal down, and it, based on where it's at, it moves up. And
It happened just now, right?
yeah, and so yeah, it can have its challenges. But yeah, and we had problems with the sound. I don't know what went on with that. I had special microphones.
I have a little more
They're supposed to pair with it.
I know what you go
And they worked earlier. I don't know what happened. There was another DJI device in the room. I think might have caused the problem. But I'm surprised that that would matter. So anyway,
Great job.
thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate the sponsorship.
To my knowledge,
it was fun. I'm tired looking at them.
So I think I'm going to end the live stream.
Yes.
Like that goes.
Then we can edit it to remove that first 15 minutes of dead space.
At the show's period.
Maybe